Hello and welcome, foolish mortals. This is Emily.
And Clayton, your ghost hosts. And today we're actually in Disneyland, but that doesn't
Ooh,
stop the Pooh content. Today we're talking about, checks notes, the 2011 Winnie the Pooh film, Winnie the Pooh, and the 2018 live action movie, Christopher Robin, to
ooh,
close out our discussion on all of the Pooh content.
yes.
So I think with that, Emily,
It's time to make it magical.
so as we said we're literally in Disneyland right now. We're probably, as of this release coming out, walking down the Esplanade.
With churro in hand.
It's like 9 a.m. Emily. Let's.
It's never too early.
But yes, we're in Disneyland, but that doesn't stop the choo-choo train on the Pooh content.
Choo-choo train.
So we don't have any mousekeeping because we're recording this beforehand. So there's no mousekeeping. So we'll get straight into the show. Of course, that means we will start with the What Would Walt Do?
All right, this week it will be a little different. I have an excerpt from the original A.A. Milne book, The House on Pooh Corner. This is actually the last bit of that story in the final chapter. So they went off together, but wherever they go and whatever happens to them on the way, in that enchanted place on the top of the forest, the little boy and his bear will always be playing. Doesn't that just get you?
Oh yeah, that's a great quote.
This is a really great one because we are now talking about two films that were Disney's attempts to revisit the 100-Acre Woods and come back to that place that we all love so much.
Yeah. But before we get going, if you're on the YouTube side, if you could like and like and
Smash
subscribe.
that like button. Is that what people say?
Oh no.
Smash that like button.
Oh no, we're straight on
And
YouTubers.
make sure to subscribe.
Smash that like button. Yes, if you're on the YouTube side, if you could like, subscribe, we would appreciate it.
We would.
But let's talk Winnie the Pooh, released in 2011. Despite all of the Pooh projects that came out in between, I'm assuming this is the original Mini Adventures.
We're talking about that and all of the direct-to-video and then, of course, the other theatrical
of
films.
what we talked about last week. That came out between. Disney would finally release what would be a direct sequel, or what we like to call in the biz a Poohquel.
Oh, you laugh more at that since I always like to say that's what we in the biz like to call. That's like my line. That's my catchphrase.
This is like when for Superman they did Superman 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever, and then they did Superman Returns, which was like supposed to be a direct sequel to Superman 2. So it was like supposed to retcon all 3, 4, and 5.
Or what they did with the Halloween series.
Or what they did with the Halloween
series. They had
series,
like 10 different Halloween films, and then they just had the remake, or not remake,
G-rated.
they had the direct sequel, which they just called Halloween, so that doesn't make it confusing or anything.
No. This would be a direct Poohquel of the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The film would simply be titled Winnie the Pooh.
Simple. I like it.
Directed by Steven Anderson and Don Hall, it was based on the book series of the same name written by, you know him, A.A. Milne.
We've only said it a million times.
Of course, illustrated by, you also know him, E.H. Shepard. The film was Disney's revival of the Winnie the Pooh franchise. It's coming back, baby.
It is. Let's talk about actually developing the film. Production began in September of 2008 with Disney Animation's chief creative officer, John Lasseter, announcing that Disney wanted to create a film that would transcend generations. At first, there was a lot of apprehension about revisiting these characters, although there was comfort and almost a sense of trust from what had been done before. Walt recognized great characters and great stories. The idea of stuffed animals come to life in the imagination of a child is just pure brilliance in its welcoming and wholesome nature. It's a world filled with beloved characters that I think everyone simply wants to just spend more time with. That's how I usually leave these films. Like, I just like being in the 100-Acre Wood and getting to hang out with these characters again.
Yeah.
It was of the utmost importance to the team that when writing this new story of Pooh and Friends, It had to feel relevant to today's audiences. Even though I feel like the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, it's again simple stories that none of it feels dated in any way to me.
Yeah, that's a good
But
take.
I appreciate this as trying to appeal to a more modern audience. They wanted audiences to feel like they were just checking back in with old friends, as if time had never really passed. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah. Let's draw. See what I did?
Hey, literally.
Some inspiration from the past. The filmmakers brought in Disney veteran Bernie Mattinson
Clayton, aren't you excited about that name?
to serve as the lead storyboard artist for the film.
All right, here, I'm going to give you an opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
Lay it all on us. Why is Bernie Mattinson an important person?
Can I just do it from my mind, or do I have to do your notes? Because then technically, if I do it from notes, it's just
I guess I do kind of have it written.
Yeah. This is just you talking through my mouth.
Well, you could have just pretended.
Yeah.
Like I didn't write this.
But then if I say something wrong that's not on the notes, you'll scold me.
You'll read a second later and be like, oh.
He started working at the Disney studio in 1953. He was a living link to Walt Disney, and they felt there was no one better to be a part of the project than him. If that isn't all reason enough, he even worked as a key animator on the original 1974 short, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. He was viewed as essential and the team's Winnie the Pooh guru. Bernie Mattinson thought...
Wait, here, this is your chance to also say why he's really significant.
He was the longest tenured Disney employee. He basically was employed all the way up pretty much until his passing in 2003. He passed very recently. He was essentially one of the longest tenured Disney employees. He worked on many animated films. He is in Once Upon a Studio, that short.
Yeah, he's the very beginning.
Yeah.
And the other really interesting fact is that he worked for Disney longer than Walt was actually alive.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it above tier level. Bernie Mattinson thought he could use Milne's original story in which Eeyore loses his tail and Pooh finds one as the basic idea for the film's plot. This movie is just one long, contiguous Pooh story.
And then they also mix in a couple other of the chapters from the book, but those are lesser stories.
Yeah.
I think it's actually is a really good through point to have one major plot point. It's still a simple plot point because it is Winnie the Pooh, of course, but that's the driving force. Then you can still add in some other almost side stories as well.
Mattinson's 5-minute pitch for the sequence where Eeyore loses his tail is credited as what convinced Disney executives to make the film a feature-length work instead of a featurette.
I didn't know that. They were originally just thinking of make another featurette. I love that they decided to commit.
The team made their way. They even made their way across the pond, as we like to say.
Yeah, I love saying that. It's probably annoying.
And went on down to the Ashdown Forest in Sussex, which is in southeast England, to explore the location that inspired A.A. Milne's original stories and E.H. Shepard's drawings of the 100-Acre Wood that in turn would help inspire the animators for the sequel.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
They actually went there. They went to the real 100-Acre Wood.
Keeping true to the classic, The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, they went back and really grasped the idea of giving the new movie that original watercolor feel. It was extremely important that they embraced that hand-drawn feel of those original shorts in that type of style. Regarding that decision to use hand-drawn animation in lieu of CGI, Anderson stated, if this were a fully CG animated and rendered Pooh, it just wouldn't feel right. You got that right, buddy.
They definitely had the right heads on their shoulders for this
We would be doing the characters a real disservice.
I agree. I love that they decided to go full hand-drawn animation. That's only right for a direct Pooh sequel to the original.
Insert Clayton's likely bordering inappropriate joke about live-action remakes and CGI movies that all look the same. Wow.
Insert.
No, that's all that needs to be inserted. You're, ouch.
I could as I was putting this together, I could already foresee it. Some kind of joke would pop out to where I would glare at you.
Whoa. Apparently I've become typecast on the show. I have to try to change up my game so that Emily doesn't know what's coming next. So she's set herself up for failure with this one.
I just know you too well.
Many of the animation staff from The Princess and the Frog, released 2 years earlier in 2009, were brought in to work on Winnie the Pooh, as the movies both involved traditional animation. Let's all take a sign because Winnie the Pooh to this date is still Disney Animation's most recent.
Oh, I meant sigh.
A sigh. I just read what's on the teleprompter.
Sorry.
Let's all take a sigh. Because
For sure, sigh.
Because Winnie the Pooh to date is still Disney Animation's most recent traditionally animated theatrical feature film.
What a bummer.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Hey, Disney, it's not too late.
Hey, Disney.
You can change history on that.
Yeah.
I repeat.
It's not late.
Not too late. There's still time. Winnie the Pooh.
It's kind of like Back to the Future. We can still change it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we're going, we don't need CGI. That's the cliffhanger.
The fact that you just came up with that is actually.
Are you surprised that I can come up with something funny on the fly? Huh?
I'm not. I didn't say
Marty
I was surprised.
McFly.
So Winnie the Pooh.
Marty McFly.
Yeah, see, then you follow it up with something like that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Back to the Future.
No. Winnie the Pooh doesn't have to hold that incredibly depressing legacy.
It's true.
So let's get ready.
Let's make another Pooh sequel.
I will have you know, I'm ready
for a Pooh-quel.
I'm reading the script word for word. Let's get ready to insert another Clayton comment about the current state of Disney films because, fun fact, Winnie the Pooh was the first sequel produced by Walt Disney Animation Studio in 12 years since Fantasia 2000. Oh, sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
sequel.
they went a very long time without ever doing sequels.
Well, at least that was nice. Yeah. I mean, this Winnie the Pooh is the beginning of the end for the sequel. I'm a little upset that you've inserted these comments into the script.
I can just foresee when you're going to make your comments. I mean, they're not wrong comments.
Then why do you get so upset?
The way you say
then why do you get so upset when I say them?
It's always the way you say it, Clayton.
You know what?
That's what matters.
You know what? You're not wrong.
You're not exactly
You're just
wrong.
A jerk. You're not wrong. You're just a jerk.
No, you're not. You're my jerk.
So they wanted to open the film with the classic Winnie the Pooh song. So they decided to bring in everyone's favorite. At this time, I actually had to look her up. She was huge at this time. I actually had to look her up to see what she's doing. I think she's practically retired, but they brought in Zoe Deschanel for that opening song.
And a couple other bits of music.
They felt she was a perfect fit. She recorded Winnie the Pooh, a very important thing to do, and then wrote the song for the end credits So Long.
Which I really enjoy, that end credits song.
She said it was one of the most fun experiences she's ever been a part of.
What do you think of her being part of this project? I feel like her voice fits in.
Yeah, I mean, fits in.
Her type of style, it fits in with Winnie the Pooh. It's more mellow and laid back.
Let's talk the release of this great film.
Yes.
In which they try to find a tale for Eeyore.
Oh, poor Eeyore.
Poor Eeyore. What was your favorite impromptu tale for him? Improvised tale is the word.
Oh.
Like the word where Al writes tale.
I mean, that's pretty good with chalkboard, but he misspells it as Tael. It's a pretty good one. Do you have one?
Probably that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Released first in the UK on April 15th, 2011, and in the US, July 15th, 2011, the film is preceded by an animated short, The Ballad of Nessie, in which the story tells the story of how the Loch Ness Monster and her best friend, McQuack, a rubber duck, came to live in the loch they now call home. Hey, Disney and Pixar, this isn't me speaking. This is Emily speaking. This is definitely not Clayton.
You are speaking, though.
Not too late to bring these shorts back to your new films. Just saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If I'm anything, it's subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are subtle.
Very subtle.
Not me. You are, because you're the one speaking.
The film.
I saw this in theaters.
I did not see this in theaters.
And it was a delight that they surprised us with a short in front of a Disney animated feature, because usually that was only for Pixar films.
Yeah, that would have been a big thing in the Pixar's, because that was 9 years of Pixar shorts.
Bring it back. I literally said this when we saw Elio. I'm like, what happened? Why do we not have shorts anymore? That would actually be a huge reason. I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I should be. That would be a reason for me to always want to go see all these new Disney films. If I have a short, I get to enjoy before the film rather than a billion ads.
$1 billion.
Just saying. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, because you go to a movie and you got to sit there for 45
Tempted
minutes
with Coca-Cola and other soda products and buying a new car.
You got to
I
sit
don't
there
need
for
that.
40 minutes, first getting assaulted by car ads for some reason, and then the trailers start, and then randomly in the middle of the trailers, oh boom, a Toyota ad,
like, hey,
and then back to trailers. I'm like,
what doesn't belong here? Get
what just
out.
happened? What's going on here?
You know what? It makes me really sad because when they did have these shorts in front of films, it made it feel like I'm
An event.
I'm like in Walt's time, in old times when going to the movies was an event. It made it feel special.
Yeah, you know what
Didn't
doesn't
it?
feel special
Didn't it,
about
Clay?
now? Going to the movies because you
Okay,
get assaulted
okay.
with 40 minutes of trailers and ads.
You've made your point. Bring back the shorts. That's all I gotta say. Bring back hand-drawn animation. Let's keep doing.
And I still don't learn. I still show up. I just have to be punctual. So I still show up at the printed time,
Okay.
even though I know because one time they're going to get me and they're going to start the movie 30 minutes
They're gonna
earlier.
trick you one time,
And then I'll
Like,
never know.
Gotcha.
And then I'll miss 30 minutes of the movie and I got to pay again. And it's just like, I still show up on time. And then I just am constantly looking at my watch like, why did I
When
do
does
this
this
to myself
start?
again?
Why
Why do
get
I
here
do
so
this?
early?
Ah,
And then you have to go to the bathroom by the time the movie
I've already
actually
eaten
starts.
all of my popcorn by the time the movie starts. All of it.
Where instead you could just be pleasantly enjoying some of your popcorn with a nice short to kick off the film. What sounds better? Let's see it. Let's see
Yeah.
a show of hands. Let's all vote on this.
The film grossed $50.1
$1.1 million.
on a $30 million budget and received generally positive reviews from critics who praised its evocations of nostalgia but criticized its short runtime. No.
I don't want to hear
No.
any
I
of this.
don't want to hear none of the short runtime
That's
stuff
too short.
because then they add 45 minutes to this movie and they go, okay, now we got to fill 45 minutes of screen time.
With filler.
Some movies are too long.
Don't worry, I've made points of this in a second.
Oh no. Oh no.
So
Did you say insert Clayton's inevitable
I don't think I did actually.
discussion about the length of movies?
You covered that for me. I didn't even have to write it in.
This movie runs a cool 1 hour, 9 minute runtime.
Like I said,
Oh,
a cool. It is a
70
cool
minutes.
runtime.
Remember when movies used to be 70 minutes? Pepperidge Farm
These
remembers.
were pretty much all of the early Disney animated films. You could like do a whole day marathon and get through so many of them. It's so enjoyable.
This is kind of funny because at least these ghost hosts actually really appreciate a shorter runtime.
Oh yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
that's never a complaint.
Don't get me wrong. I like a long movie, but sometimes they're just long for the sake of being long, and we could have cut an easy 30 minutes from the film.
Agreed. Fully agreed.
Let's look at who's ready for some, because I have some recent examples.
This is the other thing. It's just not everything has to be over 2 hours to be
Yeah.
a good film. That's not a requirement.
Yeah, it doesn't. It means that there's probably multiple things you can cut from your story in a way that makes it tighter.
Yeah. Listen up, Hollywood.
We did our movies that were under 2 hour runtime for literally decades. Literally.
You also, like, did you look at my script? How I wrote, I'm
Yeah.
addressing Hollywood, and I said, yes, I'm addressing the entire film industry and Hollywood now.
I'm gonna
Listen up.
I'm gonna address Hollywood too. Start a movie on a finished script. We just saw what Superman could do on a finished script. Finish the script.
Okay. Clayton.
Sorry, I blacked out there. Well, here's a way they actually could have easily bulked this film up to from skinny to svelte. This
This one svelte Pooh Bear.
This is one svelte Pooh Bear. Originally, the film was supposed to feature 5 stories from the A.A. Milne books, but the final cut ended up drawing inspiration from just 3. Lasseter had also announced that Rabbit's friends and relatives would be in the film, but that scene was ultimately deleted.
Hey, Disney.
Yes.
Listen up, because I have a perfect idea for you. If you need something for your next film, use those stories that weren't part of this Winnie the Pooh film. Do a new fully hand-drawn animation Winnie the Pooh sequel. Use those and introduce Rabbit and his friends and relatives. There you go. Or relations. That's what he always called them.
Yeah.
Perfect. Easy.
Easy.
I got it for you.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Come on, Disney. Let's
Oh,
have
I
a
was talking
meeting.
about let's talk about Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I thought you meant let's talk about it with Disney.
So yeah, this movie takes place in an entire day. Of course, one day Pooh wakes up. He's got a rumbly in his tummy. He does his up, down, touch the ground, and he's like, "Ooh, so hungry." Eeyore has lost his tail. Oh no, that seems.
Yes. Oh no, indeed.
And of course, the 100 Acre Wood crew is like, you know what? Let's have a contest to get Eeyore his new tail.
And what makes it especially funny and a moving plot point for the film, they make this contest, and the grand prize is
Oh.
this huge pot of honey.
No,
so
it's not even a huge pot. It's a small pot for the whole part, and then they give him the huge pot at the end.
Oh, that's true.
It's just one small pot of honey,
It's a small smack roll.
which is funny because none of the other characters, when they win said contest temporarily, apparently eat any of the honey. Where we know that if Pooh Bear won that honey, his face is in that honey jar immediately.
Except Owl does tease him because every once in a while he sticks his little feathers and is like, oh, this honey.
Oh. And Pooh's like, you know what, Al?
I'm going to get you.
Come over here, buddy.
They also, another big plot point, they're looking for Christopher Robin and believe he's been captured by something of the name of a Baxen.
I know, a Baxen. The Baxen. And as most of the rest of the movie basically takes place trying to capture said Baxen. I do like this poster.
Why don't you describe it?
Apparently, Pooh is out of honey. The only way to get more honey, obviously, is to go to the beehive. So he stacked up all the honey pots. He's gotten Piglet
Poor Piglet.
on one end of a stick on another honey pot, and he's about to do the old
The teeter-totter.
teeter-totter jump gag. And Piglet's looking at us going, oh, Pooh. But I think it's great. I think it's a great approach to the 100 Acre Woods. Animation looks gorgeous.
Oh,
Hand-drawn animation looks gorgeous.
beautiful. I love it.
It really shows the characters that they care for each other. They're all trying to,
The music's really fun. It obviously is hard to compare to the original songs that were created by the Sherman Brothers, but I feel like it still has its own feel to make it unique, but clearly has a lot of love and appreciation for what came before, and they take that, put it into this new film, and really pay a lot of tributes by doing the original intro with the Winnie the Pooh song and them opening the storybook. I love all that.
it's
They
like
start
a-
on
like
Christopher
a-
Robin's room, but it's more of an updated version.
scene for scene, like the opening pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Clip for clip.
And it's very simple. It's a nice, very mellow, enjoyable time. The stakes are never too high. It's just all about the characters
Funny
interacting, getting into all kinds of antics. It's just very cute.
Funny storybook items.
Mhm.
John Cleese is the narrator.
He makes a great
He makes a
narrator.
great
How can
narrator.
you not like John
Oh,
Cleese?
we could watch Rat Race. John
That's
Cleese.
a good one. Actually, I think John Cleese, I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but the short
Yeah,
that premiered before Winnie the Pooh,
Uh-huh.
The Ballad of Nessie, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's the voice.
you don't say.
I do say.
Oh.
I literally just said it. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he's the voice like narrating that entire
Oh.
story too. Great.
Great voice.
Yeah, good pick for him. Good pick. What about one thing I'm curious to know? What do you think of the other voice actors? Obviously, Jim Cummings is iconic
Yeah.
as Winnie the Pooh and also Tigger within this film. What about all the other voice actors?
Honestly, it wouldn't even if you put a
I think they're
You
all
made me
do a
choose
great
it, yeah.
job. The only thing that I can find distracting, just because I know this voice so well, I think it's Tom Kenny is his full name. He's the voice of SpongeBob. He's the voice of Rabbit. So every once in a while, I kind of pick up on almost SpongeBob. But still, I think he does that's not a knock on him. I think he does a really great job as that character. But it's all very fun.
Yeah.
Even with there's a lot of moments that actually genuinely make me laugh out loud. It's a really clever script, funny writing. The whole storyline of the misinterpretation of Christopher Robin's note of
Yeah, the
Baxen
Baxen.
and back soon as they're like done with their song. They're all trailing off like, okay, we're on our mission. We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
And they say it like 5 times and I was like,
Do you guys think he missed that wrong? You think he got that wrong?
Yeah,
that was
it's
great.
really great. I would honestly, what's perfect, I do not at all agree with it being a short runtime being a fault to this film.
No.
I feel like making it a nice, short, concise movie is probably a benefit to something like this. It leaves you wanting more. It's not a slog to get through where it's like, okay, when is this over?
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's short, sweet, a nice revisit, and it makes me want another Winnie the Pooh animated film. There's
Yeah.
more stories you can tell. I just want
I'm
to be with those characters. They're so cute.
well, let's be with them one more time.
Yes, let's do it.
But this time in live action, talking Christopher Robin. Initially in 2003, Brigham Taylor, who, spoiler alert, was one of the producers on this film, was inspired by the last chapter of The Last House on the House at Pooh Corner. He pitched to Disney an idea about a Winnie the Pooh film focusing on an adult Christopher Robin. Let me tell you what, Christopher Robin goes through some stuff the minute he leaves the 100-Acre Woods in this movie.
Pretty dark in the beginning.
Yeah. However, due to other Pooh projects being in development at the time, the project wasn't going to get the go-ahead. In 2015, Kristen Burr, let me let you in a little secret, a little closer. She's the other producer on the film. Later convinced Taylor to resurrect the project, which the two then started working on that year.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
I love that she motivated him. It's we got to get this going.
Come on, let's do this.
It's too good of an idea to just let it sit on the shelf and waste away.
On April 2nd, 2015, Walt Disney Pictures announced that a live-action adaptation based on the characters of the Winnie the Pooh franchise was in development, which would take a similar pattern to Alice in Wonderland, which I've never seen.
I have seen that.
Maleficent, which I've also never seen. Cinderella, which I actually have seen.
And what is interesting with this lineup of films, Alice in Wonderland does more of a different take.
Yes.
Similar
Same with
to
Maleficent.
Christopher Robin and Maleficent. Yeah. It's not just a remake.
And then Cinderella did a lot of good and a lot of bad.
Cinderella, unfortunately, led down a repeat path.
The wrong hole of the wrong direction.
But don't get it. We do actually really enjoy Cinderella.
Yeah, we do.
I think that is one of the best live action remakes.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic. It looks great. But at the same time,
it was done with intention. That's the thing.
They went the wrong route then after.
Yes.
With Brigham Taylor and Kristen Burr working as producers, Mark Forster would fill the role as the director. In 2016, Disney stated the project would have strong elements of magical realism as it seeks to tell an emotional journey. Emily was an emotional wreck watching this movie.
It was an emotional journey.
With a heartwarming adventure, I looked over and she was full on tears streaming down her face. She's wearing the same shirt she's wearing now.
They knew what they were doing when they made this. Ooh, what do you think about this movie poster? I think this is a great tagline. Sooner or later, your past catches up to you.
Yeah. So be careful what you do now. It'll get you.
That's scary.
So let's bring the world of Pooh to life in a way we've never seen before in live action. When we first started watching this movie, we meet all the characters in their real life puppet form. Tigger is the coolest. He looks like an old
man Tigger.
He's like an old man. He looks like an old man. He's so,
because he has so much white in his face.
Yeah.
He's so cute. I mean, they're all
all really cute, but Eeyore's really cute too. I like Eeyore. The iconic voice talents of Mr. Jim Cummings would be brought back to once again bring both Pooh and Tigger to life. He shared a really touching story about his involvement in this project. It was during an especially difficult time in his life that he was going in to record lines for Christopher Robin. He said that in this time, Winnie the Pooh acted as a life raft for him. It was a nice place for him to land where he basically felt like he was drowning. It was incredibly therapeutic to reprise the role of Pooh and found it to be his place of escapism.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
You can tell he really takes a lot of pride in being the voice for Pooh. And when he does get to meet fans and they realize who he is, he immediately will start doing the Pooh voice and people get very emotional, of course. Yeah. And you can tell it means so much to him because of the connection people have to this character. And at the drop of a hat, he'll start doing the voice for people because he knows what it means.
Get ready for this, everybody. Apparently, the majority of the 100-Acre Wood scenes actually took place in Ashdown Forest.
Clayton, can you believe that?
Otherwise known as
the real 100-Acre Wood. That inspired the original books.
We're going on location, baby. They would make actual stuffed animal versions of each character where they would act as moving puppets. When the actors were holding the stuffies, they were given these gray ones in the shape of the character so visual effects could easily go in and animate and deliver an incredibly realistic end result. When they would be walking, the stuffy would be put on wheels.
Yeah, almost looked like it was on a little ride. They just pull it along so it fit in the scene.
Yeah.
But I have a very interesting photo. One of our friends and listeners of the show, Liz, she has sent this to me a while ago. They actually still have this exhibit running around the
Oh,
world.
this is
It's
the
in a couple locations, the Disney 100 exhibit. And one of the display pieces was actually one of these Winnie the Pooh, basically moving puppets or stuffed
yeah.
animals as a stand in. And they had the Winnie the Pooh on display, and he looks so cool.
Yeah, they all looked great.
I meant even just the
Oh,
picture.
yeah,
Like,
even just the
I would
picture.
love to be able
Yeah.
to see this in
Oh,
person. It's
yeah.
amazing. This does make a lot of sense when you learn more about how they incorporated these real handmade, like, stuffed animals. That's why it looks so good
Yeah.
when the actors are supposed to be holding
Holding them.
them during scenes.
Yeah, they're really
It doesn't look like, oh, well, there's clearly nothing there. It
Yeah.
looks real. It looks like they're actually, like, holding them or interacting with them. It doesn't feel fake.
Yeah. So this would release in the US on August 3rd, 2018. It received generally positive reviews from critics who praised its performance, musical score, and visual effects. It would gross $197.7 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing film in the Winnie the Pooh franchise. It received an Academy Award nomination for Best Visual Effects at the 91st Academy Awards.
It should have won. It should have won.
Should I look up what they got the one for visual effects? And
If you want to. Oh, I also forgot to mention or write this down for Winnie the Pooh 2011.
Yeah.
It got a Rotten Tomato score of like 90%.
Oh, wow.
Very highly
Yeah,
rated.
very highly rated.
For Christopher Robin is rated at a 73%. Now I think that should be a bit higher, but I'm glad it still got, like, that's still a pretty good rating.
It is
I mean,
a very
I would
good
also
rating.
give it like a 90%. I thought Christopher Robin was a phenomenal film.
Would you like to know what movie won Best Visual Effects that year?
Tell me.
First Man, which is that movie with Ryan Gosling where he's Neil
I mean, yeah,
Armstrong.
the visual effects in that are also good.
Shockingly enough, the other movies, apparently 2018 was a whole nother millennia ago, because Avengers Infinity War, Ready Player One, and Solo:
wow.
A Star Wars Story were all
Whoa.
nominated. Like, those all movies came out in 2018?
Huh. Big year.
Wow. Big year. So let's talk about this movie. The story follows Christopher Robin, now as an adult. He's working for the man. He's lost his sense of imagination only to be reunited with his childhood friend Winnie the Pooh, whom he must escort back to the 100-acre wood, find his friends, and of course from there, hilarious, wacky Pooh hijinks occur.
But not too wacky,
Not
where it's
too
over
wacky.
the top.
Not too
It's the
wacky.
perfect amount of wacky
It's
and
just the-
silly. He's a
It's the
silly little
kind
bear.
It's the kind of wacky you get from a bear of very little brain.
Absolutely. It fits into the world of
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. Absolutely.
The bear of very little brain. You're gonna get some interesting things. But honestly, I thought the movie was great.
Why don't you say what you told me the other day? Going into both Winnie the Pooh, and even the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and now Christopher Robin, your only connection really to this Poohniverse is going on the attractions.
Yes.
You didn't grow up with these characters. You didn't watch the TV shows. None of that.
Yeah.
So you're not tapping into some kind of childhood love that you had for any of this. You didn't grow up with them. This is your first real introduction.
That's correct.
And so what were your thoughts? I mean, you already said you enjoyed Winnie the Pooh, of course, and Many Adventures.
Yes.
But what about Christopher Robin?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was really great.
Elaborate?
No, I thought it was a fantastic representation of basically what it is to grow up and lose track of your childhood, get too caught up in trying to, be an adult. And I thought that was very well done. And you honestly, like, it was just a great representation of what it is trying to remember, like, to not take life so seriously.
And what it is to be a kid again.
Yeah.
And just enjoy life.
Yeah. No,
and remember the things that truly do matter when it comes down to it in this world.
Yeah. I think it's tremendously well done. I love Ewan McGregor. I think he's
a great fit for this role.
I think he's a great fit for it. I just think all the gags that they come up with, like the one where she's playing with the balloon, his daughter, Christopher Robin's daughter's playing with the balloon, and she hears the voices, and they're like trying not to like do anything, and then they fall out of there, and she's like, "What's going on?" And who's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And Tigger's like, "Oh, I'm Tigger." They're basically the same characters that they were, just in a new medium. I
They're
think
done they're
they're
adapted very well
yeah,
where it's not like, oh, yeah, they're trying to do Winnie the Pooh again or trying to represent Tigger and it feels off.
yeah,
It doesn't. It feels like they've just come back and now they're in actual physical live action form, but they look fantastic
yeah.
and they do look like actual stuffed
And
animals.
and even I mean, even down to the caricature of them, they're like the same characters. They're
Mhm.
not changed by the fact that they're going into real that they're in now in the real world. They're not changing the characters just for the sake of trying to fit them into the real world. They're still the same characters, just brought to a different medium, and they utilize that to really drive the story in the way that I think really evokes a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I think that's the key thing.
One other big part of this that I really appreciate are the people that were involved behind this type of project. You can tell they had a great amount of admiration for all of Winnie the Pooh that came before.
Yeah.
From literally, this is picking up from where many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, where it left us. That's literally the start of the
Yeah.
film. It's taking us in that final chapter of Christopher Robin saying goodbye to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And then the story takes off from there to the point where they even use a storybook to tell that
Yeah.
and continue using a storybook as if you're going through the chapters of
Of Christopher
Christopher
Robin's
Robin's
life.
life as
Yeah.
he's growing up and all the difficulties he's faced and why it's made him into the person he is now. It all makes sense and they actually take the time and don't shy away from showing the hardships that people go through in their life.
Yeah.
And even despite all of that, that doesn't mean you have to let go of finding joy in things and taking time to just laugh and be silly and find joy in the small things. And that's what Winnie the Pooh does for him. He brings him back and makes him remember.
No, yeah, because like when they first get into the 100 Acre Wood, he like doesn't remember. It's almost like Hook.
Yeah, a
It's like
little
the same
bit.
way. He's like slowly remembering more and more as he's getting more interaction with the characters, and he's like joking with them
And
like
it's
about the Heffalump. He's like fighting a invisible thing, and even Eeyore and all the other characters kind of forgot who he was, and then
mhm.
they remember.
They don't believe it's Christopher
Yeah,
Robin until he actually starts playing again. They're like, "Wow,
exactly.
that is our Christopher
Right.
Robin."
Yeah.
It's I don't know, things like that is just it could go over the top with a scene like that
Yeah.
with Ewan McGregor, but he does such a great job. It's believable, and you're having fun watching him have fun and rediscover that part of his life again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all great. It reminds me also it feels like you're entering the world of Narnia kind of because it's
Yeah.
like a secret passageway into the 100 Acre Wood, but it's so clever to decide to continue the story this way because again, it's picking up where the other one left off and it all makes sense. It's you're not creating new storylines really. This is like a natural progression of what makes sense would happen.
No, it's a great take. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a very good take.
Anything else?
I don't know. I think it's just a great film.
The
I think it.
writing's really clever. I don't know how many times I laughed and
Yeah.
like I found out the characters are hilarious
No, it's
through and through. They're
characters
so
are funny.
good.
They're touching. The whole story, kind of him
Pulls on your
reconnecting. It's
heartstrings.
just it's a very well done movie. I didn't think going into it, I didn't think it would be as good as it was. It's a fantastic film.
Phenomenal.
It's a fantastic
So
film.
good.
So
I think Disney needs to look back on something like this and see why it did so well
yeah,
and the strong points because it was created with the intention to make something incredibly meaningful that hasn't been done before. It's a new spin on bringing these characters back, but it also has a familiar a note to it. So the characters still feel familiar. Christopher Robin isn't really because we don't know this version of him. So you're introduced to him, but it's great acting. He has great writing to go along with it. It's incredibly funny, very clever. There's a lot of heart in it. Like they did so right by this film.
yeah. No, I agree. I think this is a film that could very easily fail
Oh,
because they
absolutely.
don't approach it right. Because if you're trying to bring the characters into live action, sometimes that doesn't always work. Let's look at some of the attempts to do that with the Looney Tunes. It doesn't always work to have that interaction. And I think in this case, they found the right balance of keeping the mystical, like the joy of the 100 Acre Wood, and kind of how those characters interact in that they're not, when they bring them into the real world, they're not like overtly scared of everything. They still kind of approach everything with the same level of like ambivalence, and how they approach things in 100 Acre Woods. It's like doesn't phase them, because otherwise they could have gone down the wrong rabbit hole of getting too worked up about what cars were and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they just
it
ignore
all fits.
Yeah, like the biggest thing that's the thing when they get to London is all the characters basically, like, we all saw that, right? It was a talking stuffed tiger. Right? You saw that, right? So I think it's I think it's absolutely fantastic.
It's I can't say enough good things about this. It's not as if I went into this thinking I'd dislike it. I've always wanted to watch this, and for whatever reason, time just goes by. And honestly, I kind of forgot about it. You don't see this movie mentioned a lot. And that's such an oversight for to not be praised to the highest level. I love this movie so much. Like, while I was watching, I kept saying, I don't know how I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
I thought it was so good.
I thought it was very good too.
It's one of those movies where while we were watching it, I kept thinking, I can't wait until I get to watch this again, because it's that good. And even with the humor of the characters, we're talking about bringing familiar characters, but putting them in new environments, but not just like doing the same joke. They're putting a new spin on it where it feels right. I'm thinking of, in particular, when they're in the car and Tigger thinks there's another animal or another Tigger. And it's because of his reflection. Like, it makes me think of the original Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, when he's looking in a mirror and he thinks it's another wild animal and he's scared. Like, it's still taking things that would fit in line with how these characters are, but doing new takes on it. And there's a point where Tigger even goes into song doing his Tigger song. And the character's like, oh, I wonder what he's about to do. Oh, not this again.
No, I don't have anything else to say about it.
I could go on all day about this.
Sure you
if
could.
I keep thinking, I'll find more things. The other biggest highlight, aside from it being very thoughtful in every respect, the casting being spot on, the voice acting being phenomenal, it really was the visual effects that also got me. It looked so good.
It did look really good.
All of it looked good. It's very believable. You feel like they're actually talking to these stuffed animals that came to life. It's not like, okay, yeah, that looks like CGI. They look real.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
They look really good.
Should have won. I mean, I do like Ryan Gosling.
We had to rewatch that movie. It's been a while since we watched that movie. I remember it being really good, though.
This was so good.
Okay, that's been Christopher Robin. This is us closing the book.
But Disney, you don't have to close the book on Pooh Bear.
Winnie the Pooh content for now. As we stated last week, there's a couple other films we're going to watch on the side, and we'll release those maybe over on Patreon. We'd love to have you over on Patreon. It's a way to support the show, get some bonus content. So if you want to head on over to patreon.com/@makeitmagicalpod, you can join us there. You can join along as a free member and follow along. We do release some content for free members from time to time. If you're on the YouTube side, again, you could like and subscribe and comment and do all the things.
It's all a great deal of help to us.
Yeah.
One other great way is by rating and reviewing our show. You can leave a rating on Spotify or a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. If you leave an actual review, we will read it on the show to show our thanks and appreciation. Literally anything you do, any of those forms, it all goes a great deal to help support our show and basically encourage us to keep doing this thing that we enjoy so much.
You better believe it.
Yeah. And on top of that, if you haven't seen like Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh in a long time, or even maybe seen Winnie the Pooh from 2011, you've never watched it before, or Christopher Robin, highly recommend you either revisit or see them for the first time. They do deserve some attention, some love, and rewatching because they're very worth your time.
I think with that, Emily,
remember to be kind to each other and
let's make it magical.
Bye, everybody.